Good morning, everyone. We will now begin with our first panel discussion for the day, the theme being Leadership in the New Digital Era. This particular panel will explore how the youth particularly are going to envision leadership in our new digital world. We call upon stage our panelists for today, Mr. Akshay Dhoot, founder and MD, SmartPing AI Private Limited, currently working on multiple startups in the field of blockchain and AI, along with entrepreneurs such as Trasim Labs and Digilon Technologies. Students, please give our panelists a loud round of applause. Next, we have Mr. Devesh Chawla, founder of Chatur Ideas, who has been a major contributor to the startup ecosystem and acquired National Talent Academy, enabling 950 startups and having 1,500 investors. Our third panelist, Mr. Gaurav Tripathi, co-founder of Innoplexis Consulting Services Private Limited, has 18 plus years of experience across multiple startups. And finally, we have Mr. Rohit Mahajan, Chief Product and Technology Officer of Convosite. He has been leading product and technology in startups for more than 10 years. Our moderator for this session will be Dr. Nitin Parab. Dr. Parab has been a strategic business planner and individual leadership coach who was the youngest COO of Sakar Printers. Dr. Parab was also the ex-chairman of the MSME Committee at Maharashtra Chambers of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture and project director of iWatch Foundation, Mumbai. He is also an author of 5 leadership books and has 5 more in the pipeline. Dr. Parab is a visiting faculty at various management institutions in Maharashtra, has contributed immense number of papers and research, and is an expert in the bodies involving trade, industry, and commerce. He is the CEO of Crosslink International. We welcome you to the stage, our panelists and our moderator. And Dr. Nitin Parab, over to you to conduct the session.
Good morning, friends. Can you hear me? Wow! I want 2 participants from you all on the stage with me. 1 gent, 1 lady. The future leaders of India, please. And to tempt you, I'm going to give them one of my books. Please come here. These are my books, You CEO. Thank you. And the student participants, both of gents, 1 lady please. I will be giving you a book later on. Please be seated. Please be seated. One more person, that chair is empty. Please. Okay, friends, I'm going to begin. I won't have a smile on my face. Leadership is a serious subject. The most number of books written in the world are on leadership. And that mystical world called leadership has driven us till this stage. Now we are entering the digital era. Naturally, this word has evolved. And what is that word that is evolving is going to be debated at this forum today. You all are going to have the privilege of listening to great experts on that subject called leadership in the new digital era. Having said that, Devesh, my friend, has just come in. Mumbai traffic is acknowledgeable. Thank you, Devesh, for coming. So friends, there are 2 things that are going to be taking shape in the digital era. One is people and the second is technology. And driving them will be the future of businesses across the lands. So friends, there is one word which is commonly linked between the old style of leadership and the new style of leadership. That word is vision. So I'm going to take you through a small exercise in visualization. So kindly join me, listen to my words and follow my instructions. Sit in your chair, back straight, neck straight, close your eyes. Back straight, neck straight, close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing, how the breath comes in and moves out of your body. You are harmonizing your brain by doing this activity. And once you have harmonized your brain, you get into the process of visualization. Now visualize that you are on a leadership bridge. You have reached the center of that bridge. The backside is your early morning hours. It was pleasant climate. You felt good. But now you are reaching the center of the bridge. The atmosphere is 12 noon. It is harsh, sunny climate. It is hitting you. And in that atmosphere, you are trying to visualize the future. That is where the seed of leadership is sown. And when you sow the seed of leadership, I'm going to now give you the recipe of leadership. There are 3 factors which you'll have to understand and keep it in your mind. When you walk the path of leadership, you have to have courage, conviction of your vision, number 1. Number 2, you have to pursue your business model. Whatever you have conceived, you have to pursue it. And third, you have to have hard work, and hard work with a pinch of luck. This is the recipe. And with this recipe, where do you enter? You enter a space. In that vacuum of space, you create your models with purpose and meaning. And my friends over here are going to describe that space that they have entered with purpose, with meaning. You all can open your eyes and welcome to the show. Thank you. So friends, are you all ready out here? Should I begin? So I begin the session with my dear friend Devesh Chawla, a youngster who has achieved great talent, awards and recognition in foreign lands. He was the youngest entrepreneur who received the award in Dubai for his company Chatur Ideas. So that is the vision that he created at a very young age. Not only that, he acquired the first entrepreneurial academy in India, which is present in 125 cities, having trained more than 35,000 entrepreneurs. Give him an applause of applause. Clap your hands, and Devesh will be the opening batsman of my team. I'm going to ask him, Devesh, you see youngsters over here. They are trying to understand leadership. So what are the leadership skills that you need to have, and what insights can you give to the audience over here?
Thank you, Dr. Nitin, for a warm introduction and a very relevant question. What is the qualities that a leader can have? So, I usually follow the PDF model. So when I say PDF, it's not the Adobe PDF, but P stands for perseverance, D stands for discipline, and F stands for focus. And I'll take a minute to explain what I mean by this. So, a leader needs to be perseverant enough. So, we all have heard of Colonel Sanders, who started KFC. He had 1009 failed attempts before what KFC is today. We have heard of Walt Disney. There were 313 failed attempts before what Disney is today. We all know the electricity that we're having here. Thomas Edison had 10,000 failed experiments before he could get electricity. So that's the kind of perseverance that one needs to have. And I feel that if today's leaders, what you're going to become in the future, if you are being perseverant enough, I think that's where you will achieve your goal, your success. That's number one. Number two is discipline. So discipline is something that you need to keep doing despite negative days, despite bad times. You just need to keep going on and follow the discipline. In fact, discipline gives you the most freedom. It does not restrict you. It gives you more space to work, more space to be doing what you actually wish to do. So I feel the second thing is one needs to be highly disciplined. And third is to have a laser sharp focus. Let me take an example here from mythology. There was a time where Dronacharya was training the Kauravas and Pandavas in archery. At that point of time, he calls in Duryodhan and asks him, what all can you see? He says, I can see a bird up hanging in the air. I can see some trees, some leaves. He says, okay, you move aside. He calls in Yudhishthir. He says, what all can you see? He says, I can see the bird's face. I can see the bird's eye. He says, okay, when you move aside. He calls in Arjun. He asks him, what all can you see? He says, I can only see the bird's eye. He again asks him, what all can you see? He says, I can only see the bird's eye. And he's like, shoot, and hits the bird's eye. And we all know that he was one of the best archer of his time and a very successful leader. So I feel that if we can follow these three things, which is called the PDF model, perseverance, discipline, and focus, I think that success is bound to come. And before I hand over to Dr. Nitin, I would just like to एक शेर अर्ज करना चाहूँगा हिंदी में. काम ऐसा करो कि आपका नाम हो जाए. काम ऐसा करो कि आपका नाम हो जाए. कदम ऐसा चलो कि निशान बन जाए. जिंदगी तो हर कोई जी लेते हैं दोस्तों, तुम इस कदर जियो कि मिसाल बन जाए. थैंक यू.
A fantastic insight, Devesh. Now I move to the next panelist, a youngster, Gaurav Tripathi. He has graduated from one of India's premier education institute, the IIT. So I'm going to ask him. Gaurav is a co-founder of his own company. He's an entrepreneur and he is doing great in his own business line. Having said that, I have to ask him, what are the lessons that he learned at the institute that developed his leadership mind?
Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Dr. Parab. Thanks for the introduction. And good to be called young, sitting here at 40. Although I believe, yes, the youth is out there. Not here exactly. IIT was great at many levels, and in terms of teaching, yes, there is a lot that I learned outside the classroom. Yeah, and that has been the learning that has stayed more. In terms of leadership, say there were. When I look back, as it's always easier to connect things and say that yes, that is what I learned. But as it was going on at that time during the campus, probably I didn't realize what I am learning. But now I can say that foremost aspect was how do you get together and manage and more so pull together, motivate a group of brightest minds, yeah, Because when I reached there, yes, everybody comes to JEE and believes, yeah, we are on top of the world. But once you reach there, you realize, yeah, you are one amongst there. There are lot many people who are lot more brighter than you, much more intelligent than you, much more smarter than you. So how do you get those people along? How do you get them with you so that they are able to work together in a team and work with you towards a shared vision? I think that was the most prominent thing, I would say, what I learned. And second, in terms of leadership, will be how do you really empathize? Yeah, because entrepreneurship, in general, running a business, it's fraught with ups and downs. There are going to be more downs than ups. Yeah, people will typically only see when you are flying high, but there are more times when you are down and out, and that's the time when you need empathy, because you are not the only one who is flying low. It's your team, it's the people with you, and if the team is able to feel that yes, the person who is leading us, the person who is there, is able to relate with us, is able to connect with us. And as a leader, if you really have the pulse, if you are able to empathize with them, then only you will be able to get them together again, flying high. So these are the two things which I'll say I learned and at that time. And as I say, at that time probably I didn't realize I'm learning that. But now looking back, I see. Yeah. Thank you.
A fantastic insight, because y'all are students at the institute. And at the institute, that is one of the most biggest learning grounds, the first learning ground. The second is your middle life, where you get into the corporate world and the business world. And the third is your matured life. So you have to understand that life is the learning process. And in the learning process, you should be like a dry sponge. You should absorb knowledge, because we are living in the century of knowledge. And in the century of knowledge, you're walking towards wisdom. And wisdom starts with data. So when you are starting with data, my next panelist is a young serial entrepreneur from the world of business, very young, but shouldering multiple businesses on his young shoulder. He's none other than Akshay Dhut, and we should now learn from him and understand from him what is his leadership style. I want to understand personally, as a young leader, how does he craft his signature as a leader? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parab, for inviting me here and for making me a part of this panel. So I believe that there are lots and lots of different leadership styles out there, and I think for various different kinds of groups to deal with different teams, to deal with different situation, various different kinds of leadership styles are required. So I won't say I have any one particular style of leadership, but I think I would say I'm more of an adaptive leader who adapts to different situations. For example, now let's say if I am in discussion with my research and development team, then I'll try to be more of a transformational leader, tries to get ideas out of the team, who tries to drive them to understand what customers require, what our clients require, and how we can innovate and transform to build. Similarly, if I'm talking to my business development team, then I'll be more of a transactional leader, where I'll, the whole goal of the team is more task-oriented or result-oriented, where we are looking to engage more and more number of clients, where we are looking to meet more and more number of people. So accordingly, lots and lots of different leadership styles are available. But I think what's most important is to have that, what a leader's, I think, job is to make sure that the entire company is working towards a common vision and a common vision of the mission and vision of the company. So setting the right goal and making sure that everyone is working towards that particular vision is what is important. So for that, I think it's not just important to set things like, the KPIs and measure them, the qualitative, quantitative and all. But it's also important that, we are able to understand what exactly each of our team members are feeling. How are they going about their things in day-to-day life? What is happening, in their life? What is their personal mission and what is their personal vision? That is also something that, I as a leader need to understand, or anyone who is heading a team needs to know. Because if the team is going in a different direction and if the company is headed in a different direction, then definitely it's not going to be very useful for the company. So I think if collectively, if a leader can understand all its team's missions and visions and align them towards one particular goal, to a task, and that can be through various different methods. So we all know all the various ways about how to motivate and all. But more importantly, if they can work as a team, then definitely I feel that the company can achieve what it's trying to achieve. And lastly, I would like to mention that it's also very important that the team should at some point get automated to a good level. There should be a good amount of autonomy, and a leader should not be micromanaging. Because what happens is that if, for example, if I get into day-to-day operations and if every day I am involved very deeply with the team, then strategically where the company should head, I'll lose my focus from there. So because in today's age, there are so many new technologies and inventions and so many things happening. So you have to keep thinking strategically as to where to move. Because today the company might be doing very well, but tomorrow something new will come in. And if I am not ready to see that, if I don't have the spare time every day to just sit and think as to where to take the company to, and what are the new companies which are coming in, what are the new requirements that our clients require, then I'll just get stuck in day-to-day operations, and one day some other company will just come in and they will completely capture the market. So that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Give a round of applause, my friends. He has thrown pearls of wisdom at you. He has literally thrown. And let me pick up one of the pearls. Adaptivity. We as a human race have survived only because of being adaptable. And that is the mark of the new leader, being adaptable. Second, very important thing when he gave in his last line, saying that he gets out of the operations. He scans the environment for new business ideas and models. And he leaves the operations to his able team. So he doesn't get into the nitty-gritties of day-to-day activities. This is the mark of the leader of tomorrow. I hope this has been registered in your mind, because you all are on the path of becoming new leaders for the great country that we have visualized in the year 2047. So with this vision of being a great leader, let me now go to my dear unknown friend. He's a friend on the panel. Rohit is his name. Most of the time he's in the US. He's come here and he is going to tell us something about his company, because I am also pretty ignorant. The last word is babysitting. I don't know. And he talks about earning for community. So a little of his company in a minute, and then I would go to the question. Rohit, for you.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Parab. Good morning all, and thanks for having me here. And you're right, it's my first talk in India. I grew up in India, but I moved out of India 25 years ago. And oh boy, moving back to India for my job, what a beautiful place to be. And this is the decade. I do believe in it. This is the place to be. So I head up product and engineering at Convosite. I've had 3 of my own startups in the past. 2 of them I've been extremely fortunate to have exited. Third one, I had a lot of learnings and I shut down. What do we do now at Convosite? That's the company I'm at. And it used to be Baby Destination. That's what it is. So it is a community aggregator. It's world's first and the only community marketing platform. What does that mean? We are the largest community aggregator in the world. We have close to 100,000 communities on our platform with 900 plus million members across Facebook, Reddit, Discord, and Telegram. We are sitting on 3 billion conversations. And we started about 3-4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, pre-COVID. And we are catering to mostly Indian markets right now. About 90% of our business is in India. And we are looking at about 150 brands, the top who's who of India, the ITCs, the Danons, the Unilevers, and on. That's what we do. 3 products. One is community building. Others, we derive insights for the end consumers for these brands, where we tell them what products are being discussed. And third product that we have is on community marketing, where we market authentically to the brand, to the consumers for the brands. And authentic is the key word here. Convosite, sitting on these communities, is the most authentic channel where brands can get closest to the consumer. Thank you.
So my first question to you, Rohit, is on your journey of being an entrepreneur, what is and how is leadership important to you? I want that coming from the horse's mouth, because you have been a leader of various organizations throughout. And in that, how did you feel to stand in a leadership role?
Sure. So there's tons of models out there. There's a couple of comments I'll make before I get into the leadership that I believe in. You should stick to what makes sense to you. Everyone has different DNA. So please listen to your heart and go with the leadership style that's appropriate for you and your DNA. You will hear hundreds of models out there, but stick to where your heart takes you. I'll start with a saying from Bruce Lee, be like water. What does that mean? Go with the flow and be in the flow. I'll tell you the model that I have followed, right? So there's 4 words that I'm going to use. The very first is the vision. You must have the vision. The vision has to be one line. It could be getting to the moon. It could be eradicating malaria. It could be being the best boxing champion in the world. You need to have the vision. How to get there, we'll figure out the way water figures out. But having the vision is the key. The second, and which has become the most important in today's day and age of digital era, is the authenticity. Authenticity comes with the strong empathy. Be very mindful. I'm not talking about sympathy. I'm talking about empathy. Be extremely authentic. What does that mean? Be truthful and have high degree of conviction in what you're speaking. That's what authenticity means. If you are authentic, you are a force of movement in your own self. You will have the best teams working with you if you are authentic. you will go through extreme amount of lows, and you will have those people standing right next to you if you're authentic. People do remember your authenticity. They will not remember how much you pay them. They will not remember what role you have them hired for. They will remember you as authentic leader. The third is the passion. Things do get tough daily, starting with Mumbai traffic, right? A very simple example. To many times where you have to go through some challenging discussions with the team, with the stakeholders, with the shareholders in the boardrooms. Stay passionate. Times will get tough. Guaranteed. So stay passionate about what you're after, no matter what it means. Nothing is too small to do, nothing is too big to be arrogant about. And last is being perseverant. Stay perseverant. Again, it comes down to those days when it gets hard, it gets tough. Being perseverant is going to be extremely important to get through the finish line, whatever that finish line means to you. So I'll close by saying, be like water. Go with the flow, be in the flow, but be extremely forceful. We all know what force water has. Thank you.
Superb insights, Rohit. The flow. The flow is your way. You create the way as you flow with life. Whatever you create is your destination. So in this journey, we have to understand certain aspects, deep aspects on leadership. And therefore I go to Devesh again. And I talk to him that in an uncertain world, the world is changing every moment. People are changing, technology is changing, the world is changing, the environment is changing. And in this changing scenario, how do you create your own business vision and pursue that vision in an uncertain world? A very relevant question to an expert.
Thank you. So, as they say that change is the only constant, similarly, uncertain is the only certain thing that will keep happening. So, in a life cycle of any business, any enterprise, any venture, there will be a lot of uncertainties that keep coming in. So, how does one plan for that? So, I think there are two things one should look at. One is be prepared for it. So, you need to have a long-term plan, maybe a 10-year, a 15-year, or 25-year plan. And whatever you plan today may not be the same to execute maybe after 6 months, because the dynamism of the big business keeps changing very regularly and very fast. But at least you know what path you are traversing, and you can always come to the mean once you know what path you have to take. So I think the first important thing is to prepare. And how do you prepare? Is one, you think, you spend some time, you prepare, you plan. As also Akshay mentioned that he has a different leadership styles for different things, where you also said you spend time with the team as well. So what you also need to do is get your team into confidence, sit with them, understand how would they plan something if something goes wrong, if there is something uncertainty that comes in, how are they going to perceive it? Because what happens is when you brainstorm with your team, you're taking their confidence in as well. You're bringing their equity as well into the business. So you're creating leaders in your team. So you're not the only leader, but you have multiple leaders under you. In fact, if you see most of the successful businesses, the founder or the CEO is not the one who takes the shots. He has created a team of leaders who actually work for him or her and give those decisions which actually make the business grow big. And always have a plan B in place. So you know what happens if this does not go well. So there's a plan B. So the plan B always should need to be in place. So basically all of this is a part of preparing for your uncertain times. The second point is technology. So I think one needs to start embracing technology with the way things are moving, scaling up. Technology is your only way to actually scale up things pretty fast. Look at the example when COVID happened, right? If one would have prepared for uncertain times, they would have handled it. If they would have used technology efficiently, they would have handled it, right? And there are multiple such scenarios that can be taken into consideration. But having the right use of technology and being prepared, I think that takes a long way to manage uncertain times. Thank you.
Fantastic. And where is this preparing ground? The ground is in the institute. This is the place you have to prepare yourself, my friends. You can't say, I leave my preparations for tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. You have to start right now because you are going to create the future. And if you are going to create the future, it has to be pleasant, it has to be harmonious, it has to be environmentally friendly, and it has to be beautiful, because that is how the world was given to us, a beautiful place. Having said that, let me go to Gaurav again. Entrepreneurship is ingrained with leadership, and he calls himself a leader of people. Very important words. A leader of people, because I have personally studied leadership over 6,000 years. And when you go so much back, what has not changed is the human being. Technology comes and goes, but the basic DNA of a human being has remained the same. So how does one become a leader of people? Gaurav.
Thank you. A leader of people, say first, the step itself which I realized is you have to become one of them first. Wherever you are, when you are saying that these are the people who you are supposed to lead. I realize the first step is you need to become one of them, and they need to see you are one of them. Unless that connection is there, unless the people around you, the team members, they see that, this is not someone who has jumped from the heaven. And there's very much a person who is amongst us, with us. You won't be able to form those connections. And unless you have those connections, leading isn't possible, because those people, they won't be able to follow you. You may think that, you are sitting on a high chair, you have a designation, you have a role, and by virtue of that, you will give orders and somebody will follow through. At times it will happen, and on the face of it, people may say that, yes, you are asking them to do something and they will do it. But if you really are building a team and you expect that this is the team which will lead to success, which will lead you to success, which will lead the business to success, it's going to happen over a long period of time. It's not going to happen in 6 months. It's not going to happen in 2 years. It's going to take a long time. And that's where, unless the people are with you for a longer period of time, you won't succeed as a business, as a team. And for that to happen, they need to have that trust on you, that they are able to follow you, I'll have the word blindly, because most often all of the plans that you will be telling them will fail. And that's where they need to have that blind trust on you that, okay, whatever happens, this guy will not ditch us. This leader will not throw us under the bus. This is a person who will not succeed alone. This is the person who will take us together to that success. So I see that's the most important part, where people have that connect. They are able to follow you. And second, the stake, you should have a stake in their success. Yeah, and what I mean by that is, in the end, whatever the team is, there will be a lot many people, like over a period of last 15 odd years, I must have interviewed at least 1,000 plus people, maybe more, and have recruited, actually I've recruited 1,000 plus, so I must have interviewed a lot many more. Out of these, still in our journey at Innoplexis, we have about 40 plus people who have been with us for more than 7 years. There are people who have been with us for more than 9 years, right? They are there because they see that the success of the company ensures that their growth is also there. And we, amongst our teams, and I as a leader, ensured there that I never told them that no, you have to be with us for this, and every year we'll give you this kind of an increment, and we'll keep your salary will fly high, like this. No, the only thing that I gave them was sleepless nights. Only thing that I gave them was more problems. And with us, it's been, but they saw that all those sleepless nights, all those long hours, all those night outs, resulted in them learning more and more. Yeah. And it's been our promise to all of our team members that if you are with us for this period of time, the growth that you will see with us, you can see that none of your peers will come close to that. We will ensure that you are, it's not just the company which is a rocket, your own personal growth will be on that rocket. You will grow much more than your peers, your friends outside, because there is always that comparison. So unless you are able to give them that confidence that yes, this is the place where they will grow. And that growth, again, it's not only financial growth, of course, is important. But people need to see that the growth is in terms of, are they getting equipped to become a leader with you? Are they growing emotionally? Are they growing in terms of becoming a better leader? Are they growing onto the career path, like becoming a better engineer or a better scientist? We do have scientists. So that's where I see that if we are able to give that people that confidence that first we have the connect and they are able to be with you for a longer period of time due to that connect and trust. And second, that they know fully well that you will ensure their growth. I think that's where you will end up having a good team, a fair amount of people who will be with you for that longer journey. So that's where I think these two things matter the most, and that's where I'll see probably I'm the leader only because the people are there, only because the people chose me as a leader, that yes, we choose to be with you, to follow you. So I'm the result of those people who are still following me. Thank you.
Superb, Gaurav. No business, no teams, or no teams, no business. So if you have to create a business model of the future, you have to build teams. And like how Gaurav said, the average span of your team should be 5 to 7 to 9 years, because then you can build something very great. I have known of people with whom I am dealing with, a 150-year-old brand, where the persons have stayed with the brand with the company for 40 years, given their full life to the company. That is vision. That is how you make the person see that vision and grow with you. Having said that, let me come back to Akshay. And I have to talk to him about, in a digital world which we are all living, how does he define his customer? And when he has defined his customer, how does he create an impact so that that customer comes back to him again and again, gaining more business?
Thank you, Dr. Parab. So, defining the customer, I think first thing we need to understand is what are customers or clients looking for out there. So most enterprises or individuals, let's first talk about enterprise. Like most enterprises in the market are looking to either reduce their costs, become more efficient, or they are looking to grow their revenue, because that what gives them the bottom line, right? That either they are able to cut down their costs, become more efficient, improve their gross margins, or they are able to build up their revenue and basically grow to a good scale, grow at a healthy pace, so as to keep up to the market and to basically give a return to their shareholders. So now the next question is, how do we get them that? So is our product or solution, is it giving some kind of benefit to enterprises? Is it helping them improve their efficiencies? Is it helping them reach out to more number of clients or companies? So whatever it is that our solution is providing, we need to identify that, and then it comes to how we market it to these clients and to these enterprises. How do we reach out to them and in the most effective way, so that they can understand what value we are delivering to them. So for that, then comes a lot of different kind of marketing tools. So let's talk about today's digital age. In today's era, digital has definitely proven to be a very, very good and a powerful platform to market products and to market solutions. So why it is good, why is digital so nice that way is because you can individually target your clients. Like if somebody actually wants, let's say somebody wants, let's say an AI-based chatbot today. So, where are they looking for? A lot of them are looking it up on the internet as to where I can find something like that. People are looking at news articles online, and they are about how people are implementing chatbots in their websites, or they are learning about AI and ML, and that's how they are able to, so that's how we are able to identify the clients who are interested in these kind of solutions. So, now once you've decided to go, let's say the digital way or whichever medium people choose, then it is all about analyzing it as to which are the customers who are actually clicking on the links that we are sharing, who are actually looking at our advertisements. If somebody is visiting our website, then which part of the website they are looking at? Are they looking at staying more at the home page, or which is that page where customers exit the website? So this kind of detailed data analytics is what is required to understand and to plan out the digital strategy and to reach out to the customers. So, and how do we, then the next question is, then how do we make sure that the customer stays onto our website or watches our entire advertisement and doesn't just skip it? So for that, it is important that we have very engaging content. So making sure we have very good content, making sure we are connected with very good marketing agencies who can develop the right content and communicate the company's vision, mission to the final clients who are actually going to be interested. That is what makes a very good marketing strategy. And I think if someone is able to get this marketing piece right as to reaching the right clients at the right time, at the right place, then I think that the companies or the enterprises definitely going to be able to reach out to the customer and pass on the message of the company as to how it is going to deliver value to that customer. Thank you.
Superb. He has gone inside the customer's mind, and that is what you'll have to be. Not only get inside the mind, be obsessed with the customer, completely get involved with him. Try to understand the world from his view, and then your business is made. Having said that, let me go to Rohit. Rohit, your business is mission driven. You are a missionary. You are mission driven. How do you make that mission of yours vibrate in the minds of your team, resonate in the minds of your team? Because they have to be in sync with you. If they are not in sync with you, you cannot create a business. So how do you make your vision, mission resonate with your team?
Sure. So you're absolutely right. Convosite has a huge purpose. And the foundational purpose of Convosite is to make the group creators or the community creators bring monetization to them. So life till date, Convosite has paid out $3 million USD to the group creators on Facebook. They did not know until Convosite existed that they can actually monetize their communities. So that's one part of the purpose that we are driving towards. The second is towards our customers. We are bringing, as I mentioned earlier, the most authentic channel for their brand marketing. And these are the communities on Facebook. If you would look at those communities, there's private communities, there's public communities, but there's conversations that are happening there are not one-liners. The reactions are not, they're not good, great, fantastic. But the conversations there are deep, they're extensive, they're trusted conversations because people in communities are high-intent folks. They're the ones who join those communities. Either they're seeking a solution to a problem, or they're there to give a solution. That's what communities are built. The trust is the foundation on which the communities are built. So that's what Convosite is doing on one side. It's for the community admins to help them monetize. And there's stories and stories that we hear every single day how their lives are changing because they're now starting to monetize their communities. On the other side, we have the big brands of India, as I mentioned earlier. They are able to reach authentically and uplift their brand marketing purpose because they're talking to the consumers in the most authentic manner. Now, how do we take this on a daily operational basis to our team? So we have global teams. As I said, I manage product Eng. I have teams in the US, I have teams in Ukraine, I have teams obviously in India. Think about it. How do we drive this purpose to somebody who's sitting in Ukraine, who's in the middle of a war? To a person sitting in India in a tier 3 city, to a person sitting in Florida or in New York. We have daily stand-ups. I talk to the team daily, no matter what time of the day it is. I have one foundational philosophy. I work for my team. They do not work for me. What does that mean? We have to drive the daily mission of Convosite through each and every single member of the team. Talk to them. There are always going to be problems. Find the solution to the problems with the team. Have a framework. And the framework that I follow is innovate every day, as long as you're not breaking the 3 rules of the framework. And the 3 rules are: you cannot damage the brand of the company while innovating, you cannot cause legal issues to the company while you're innovating, and there cannot be financial damage to the company. As long as you're not doing these 3 things, you please do innovate. There are cases when I'm aware a wrong product feature is being developed, but I let them do it because it's not going to have the impact on any one of those 3 parameters that we set out up front. They innovate, they learn, they fail sometimes, and that's okay. It is a playground to innovate, to fail, and to eventually succeed. And all of this comes back to the purpose. Every single feature that we develop, every single meeting that we do, every single conversation that we have, when the conversation starts and when the conversation finishes, we ask ourselves the same question. Is this helping our admins on the supply side? Is this helping them monetize? And on the demand side, is this helping this feature? Is this helping the brands up their brand marketing effort going to those communities? So that's how we ensure every single day running a global team. We talk to them daily. At the start and on the finish, we ask the question, the same question, over and over and over. Does it benefit the admins? Does it benefit the brands? Based on the answers, we make the decisions and move forward. Thank you.
One sparkling word, innovation. It is the bigger brother of creativity. And creativity, as you go smaller and smaller, that you become a child, you are the most creative person. So friends, you are still in college. The creative juices are flowing through you all. Do not spend them. Do not throw them away. Be involved with your creativity, for you will then become innovative. Having said that, let me go to my two youngsters over here and give them first the book and then ask them the question. Open the book. Please open. You are with an author. I will sign that book later, but I'll ask you a question after you open the book. Yeah, okay. I thought I was audible without the mic. Anyway, this is UCO2. I'm writing 10 series of the UCO, and I plan to create a platform like TED Talks with UCO. Only CEOs will be talking on my platform. Here in this book, you will see Ronnie Screwvala. I have personally interviewed every member on this book. You talk about Dr. Mukesh Batra, you talk about a lady who came to Bombay with 500 rupees in her pocket. And with that 500 rupees, she created an empire of 2,000 crores. Her name is Kalpana Saroj. Kayani Industries is a company which has an office at Ballard Estate. Such are the people who have created their empires. So my friends, you all are going to create their empires of the future. And I hand this book to you as a young leader. And also I will ask you a question. Ladies first, okay? The question I ask you, as a young leader, what do you expect in a digital world?
Hello everyone, my name is Pallavi Ahir Rao and I am a student of MA Entertainment, Media and Advertising. So when it comes to leadership in general, talking it specifically about the digital world, I believe that, okay, I'm a bit nervous, okay, so bear with me. No, I'll answer also. Okay. So I think the most important thing that we'll need is a clear vision of what we want from the future, or what we want from our team, or what we want from our businesses. So a clear vision is the most important thing that I feel is important in the leadership.
Because only through clarity you get commitment. If you are not clear, you are not committed. Understand these words. She has got it out. Be clear. Let it be clear inside the vision. It is in the inside eye, not what you see, but what you experience within yourself. Having said that, this youngster who is eager to answer, I'm going to ask him a question. So the digital world is forming. As a young leader, what insights will you give in the space, empty space that you have got? There is an empty world. We don't know the world, how it is shaping. So what will be your creation?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and all the dignitaries present over here. So to start with, I am Jay Shah, studying in MSCJ Part 1, the Masters of Communication Journalism. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity and your beloved, your good book, You Too, CEO. And it's an immense honor with which I would like to address a note of thanks over here. So first of all, as going and addressing sir's question, how do you fill that empty space? So first of all, in my opinion, after COVID times, every one of us have accepted digitalization and how it is shaping our future. Every day we look forward to social media as our main asset. So what I feel is that definitely everyone, over the next decade, we will be so much used to that AI. Definitely, as sir spoke up rightly, AI will be everywhere in our veins and it will definitely have a digital version of us. So right now, if we are talking about, I would like to give an example of emotions and emojis. So the way how we use emojis while chatting to convey our emotions will definitely be of that opinion in which we will be able to highlight our perspectives very much. So what I feel is, if you want to convey your expressions, that will be one of in that biggest sense. So what I feel is there is much to learn about it, and digitalization, no one knows. After the metaverse has shaped, that is Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse has shaped, there are a lot of innovations which are yet to take place. So we never know what can be possible. Maybe certainly this thing could also be possible that from here we could connect with someone else who is rightly present in what sense they think what we want to address them. So without even meeting in person, in that maybe due to the advanced technologies. So yes, there's much to it, but this is what I would like to say. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. He used a word, feelings. Feelings are going to be captured by the marketeers. You all are the marketeers of the future. And how do you create and understand feelings? Because feelings leave an impact. Feelings create an experience. So experiential marketing, which is the future, is to be captured. And in that capturing, data has to be played with. Data is the primary stone through which you walk on the path of wisdom. Understand these words, my friend. Thank you for your beautiful insights. I will send them to you.
Just to add something, I got this book from Sir right now, and he gave the example of Kalpana Saroj ma'am. I have got to meet her personally, and I can tell that this book is going to be really amazing because I have spoken to her personally, and she is really, really inspiring for all of us. And so this book is going to be equally inspiring for all of us who are looking forward to build our careers and build an identity of ourselves in this world.
Fantastic. All the best. So it has come a round circle. The last question on this panel, which will be a very fast one because time may be a constraint. So I go back to Devesh. And with his very deep insight, I want to know from him that a digital civilization is taking birth at one end. And we are looking at different business models and entrepreneurs being created. So the question to Devesh would be, how does an entrepreneur seek out his mentor? Who will be the right mentor who will guide him in this unknown path of business?
So very good question, Dr. Nitin. So, a mentor is like a beacon of light in your days of darkness. A mentor is someone who has seen more failures than you have, and he can actually help you how to wave through that path. A mentor is someone who has seen more successes than you, and he can actually show you the way how you maintain once you're on the top. So you need to have a mentor who can be a guiding light even in your days of darkness, even in your days of light. In fact, there's a Kabir's saying which says that Guru Gobind dono khade kaake lagu paye balihari Gurudev ki jo Gobind deo dikhaye, which means that if you have your guru, your teacher, your mentor, and God both standing in front of you, whom would you bow down to first? You would bow down to your guru who has actually taken you to the path of God. So, summarizing this here, if you see people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, you name anyone who has been a successful leader, a successful entrepreneur, a successful businessman, has a teacher, has a coach in his or her life, because that's what actually helps you to take your next step. In fact, in today's world of digitalization, there are so many mentors that you can actually access through digital media as well. Earlier were the days where you could actually seek a mentor, seek a coach, where you sit with him or her one-on-one, spend that time, get that knowledge. But today you can do it over the internet. You can do it over social media. You can do it over Zoom sessions. You can do it over multiple ways through digitalization and make your life much more meaningful and much more successful. So I think use digital media along with having a right mentor in your life to succeed. Thank you.
Very well spoken, Devesh. Mentor is what you all have to seek. Every one of you all who want to walk the path of tomorrow. Having said that, Gaurav, I come to you. Now there are challenges in a digital environment. How do you face those challenges, and what type of challenges are coming your way? Can you throw some light?
Sure. The digital world, I say, and everybody says, the world has been changing. The fact is, yeah, world has been changing ever since it was created. So yeah, change is not new. Things will keep changing. It will continue. In fact, I remember what the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, what he said about building businesses. He had a simple thing that almost everybody, all entrepreneurs, all startup founders, they have been looking at what's the next big thing, what has changed in technology, what has changed in the world, and they'll try to pick that one thing up and build something. He had a very simple thing and very contrarian view. He said, if you want to build a big business, look at things which don't change over a period of time. Yeah. That was his answer, and that's what, he said that at Amazon, he has been very clear, okay, what will not change? Customers will always be customers. Customers will always value a better service. Right? And that's where, with Amazon, they're the most customer-obsessed company, and that's what he said, that look at things. And in this digital world as well, challenge, yes, first challenge is change. And due to that change, the result is there is so much of noise, and that results, I think, the biggest challenge that we all are facing is attention. Yeah, and really funny that one of the very seminal AI papers, which has led to the current sprint in artificial intelligence, there was a paper called "Attention is All You Need." Yeah, so we are in an age where artificial intelligence is developing attention, while humans are losing attention. So I think attention is a big challenge. If we are unable to hold on to our attention, if we are unable to focus, if we are unable to, in our businesses, if we are unable to grab that attention over a longer period of time, not that instant attention, I think these are the challenges. But how I see it is over a period of time, the way we did at InnoPlexis. So what is that one thing, or two, I'll say. One is data. We see data in effect is not going to change in terms of, yeah, it was always valuable. Even if you go back 2000 years, data was valuable even then. It is going to be valuable going forward as well, much more valuable. Yeah, so data is one. Second is health. Yeah, so we are hyper-focused. The only problem that we want to solve is enable cures for diseases for which there is no cure. Yeah, and one of the biggest areas is oncology, cancer. Yeah. We have been focused on cancer since almost the beginning, and we will continue to be focused on it for next 20 years. So health, because we see, yeah, it's there will never be a time in the world wherein we will say, or the world will change in a manner where health will not be important. Health will always be important. So that's how I see that in terms of things which not change and having the attention. So health will always have the attention. So that's where I see these are the challenges, and this is where we are looking at. Thank you.
Superb, Gaurav. When you said the word attention leads to creating the brand. If you create the brand, naturally you get attention. So my next question to Akshay would be, how do you as a leader nurture a brand or create the brand in the process of creating your business?
Thank you, Dr. Nitin. So I think creating a brand and then building it up, I think it's a journey, it's a process, and it is something which has to be done constantly. So right from the very first customer that a company or a brand incorporates, and till throughout the journey of the company, it is important that constantly steps are being taken by the company to make sure that the brand equity is improving, that the brand is getting built. So then the next question then is how do we build this brand? So I think I'll just focus on one particular aspect of it, which I feel personally is the most important, and that is all doing everything what our customer will see as valuable to him. So what exactly the customer wants and how to keep that customer satisfied is what is important. And it is also quite challenging in this changing world, because if you see, let's say the last 100 years or 200 years, other than the last 20 years, like the 100 years before that, then the number of innovations that have happened that time, those many innovations have happened just in the last 4 or 5 years. So this is the speed, at an exponential speed, there are more and more innovations happening, which means that today the clients, customers, enterprises, businesses, individuals, everyone has lots and lots of options, and people are switching from one technology to the next very fast. People are switching mobile phones very fast, people are switching to new apps very fast, people are even something like games or video games, places to travel to, different kinds of mobile applications which people are using. Everything is switching. So, and why is it switching is because people are coming up with more and more ideas, more and more innovative things. So it is very important that we are able to keep our customers engaged. So I'll take an example of WhatsApp over here. So WhatsApp started as a messenger where people could interact with one another. And I'm sure most people at that point of time thought that that is it. I mean, what else can possibly this app do? It can, we can interact with each other using this app. But then they came up with their own payment gateway. They came up with various features in their groups. They came up with polls on their chats. And today, WhatsApp for Business is a very, very big, part of Meta. And all the various companies in the world are using WhatsApp for Business, for sending their one-time passwords, for sending documents, marketing, transactional messages. So, the company has evolved. Another very big example is Netflix. there's a time when Netflix used to, people used to just call up Netflix and say, can you please send me a DVD of this movie, of that movie, something or the, that's how people subscribe to movies back in 1990s and in the 2000s. But eventually when Netflix saw that the internet speeds are going up and people can actually watch these movies online, so Netflix came online. And just about, I think, last week or so, Netflix sent out its last DVD subscription. And now they've closed down their DVD subscription the way it had started. So you see, it was a company which was totally based on logistics of sending DVDs to people's homes. And now it is a company which has nothing to do with logistics. It is purely online. So the whole company has transformed. So I think if a brand or company knows how to transform with time, how to keep changing and understanding the customer's needs, I think then the brand can definitely have a very good legacy. It will have a very good recall and it will stay relevant in the market. Thank you.
Superb. So, in these extreme turbulent times, things are changing so fast in front of us. The last question I asked to Rohit is, in all this chaos around us, how do you remain focused on your business?
That is the biggest challenge for any business today. There's tons of information out there. There's tons of channels out there in the digital era. How do you stay focused? That's not only a challenge for the business. It's a challenge at every age, every generation. How do you stay focused? The way we do stay focused is our vision is extremely clear. We develop monthly sprints. We know where we are headed, and we course correct if we find that we are headed in the wrong direction. And we take the validation from both of our customers. We are a bi-party type model, right? So our customer is the Facebook admins as well as the brands. And as soon as we find out that we are not headed in the right direction, the way we ship the product, or whatever feature we are shipping, we course correct immediately. And we stay focused because we are true to our vision, we are true to our purpose, which is, again, to make sure we can monetize the admins and help brands build their brand equity. So that's how we stay focused. There's one comment I want to make. We have actually a pretty vibrant community called Youth Wave on Facebook for the Gen Zers like yourself. It's one word. If you search on Facebook, you'll find it. I encourage all of you to join it. There's a lot of good activity that's happening there. Thank you.
Fantastic. Let me hear clapping noise. Let me hear the spirit of tomorrow. Let me hear leadership every time, everywhere. Let me hear that our Bharat, our India will lead in tomorrow. Am I with you or are you with me? Very nice. With this final note given on focus by Rohit, let me bring an end to this session. Thank you for being such good listeners. And thank you, Professor Bagla, for giving us this opportunity to throw certain insights which we have gathered on the journey of entrepreneurship. Thank you.
A big thank you to our panelists. Please be seated for a little while. Students as well. Thank you so much to our panelists. As Dr. Nitin Parab said, each one of us are leaving with some pearl of wisdom, whether it is focus, determination, authenticity, going with the flow. We've all taken something away from this session, including the students, and so for that we are grateful. On behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Bagla, I would like to ask Dr. Nitin to please felicitate our students who were part of this discussion. Sir, will you felicitate them? The two of them. A token of appreciation on behalf of our Vice Chancellor. Students, a loud round of applause for the student volunteers. Thank you. I now invite on stage distinguished HSNC board member, Mr. Vandan Agarwal, to felicitate our panelists and our moderator for this session. We will first felicitate our moderator for today, Dr. Nitin Parab. Mr. Akshay Dhoot. Sorry. Mr. Devesh Chawla. Mr. Gaurav Tripathi. And Mr. Rohit Mahajan. We would also like to invite on stage our Vice Chancellor, Professor Hemlata Bagla, to be present for a photograph with the entire panel. We request Professor Hemlata K. Bagla to felicitate our HSNC board member, Mr. Vandan Agarwal. And a KC alumnus. A loud round of applause for